Theoretical Knowledge and Inductive Inference, written and narrated by J.M. Kuczynski, Ph.D. Chapter 1. Inferential Knowledge and Logical Dependence. Two kinds of knowledge, direct and indirect. Some knowledge is direct, some is indirect. Indirect knowledge is knowledge that is acquired through inference. To make an inference is to form a new belief on the basis of an old one. Inferences, when legitimate, are made in accordance with legitimate rules of inference. Rules of inference, when legitimate, correspond to dependence relations. Two kinds of dependence relations, causal and logical. There are two kinds of dependence relations, causal and logical. Logical dependence relations hold among propositions. A proposition is a truth or a falsehood. Causal relations hold among states of affairs, not truths and falsehoods. A state of affairs is anything that is in space-time. Therefore, inference rules are categorically identical with interpropositional relations. Those interpropositional relations, in their turn, sometimes hold in virtue of causal relations. If events of type X always cause events of type Y, then the proposition an X is occurring, supposing it true, warrants acceptance of the proposition a Y will occur. Thus, the logical relation that holds between those two propositions is a consequence of the causal relation holding between the corresponding states of affairs. This will be elaborated in the next chapter in the section titled Confirmation Relations Non-Objectual in Nature. Causal relations known through observation. Causal relations can be known only through one's senses, that is, through sight, touch, hearing, etc., and through real-time awareness of one's own psychological processes. In other words, causal relations can only be known empirically, and knowledge of them is therefore empirical in nature. Relations of logical dependence not known through observation. Some dependence relations are known not through sensory observation, but through conceptual analysis. Such truths are analytic as opposed to empirical. Examples of analytic truths are, if P, then either P or Q. There are infinitely many primes. Nothing can be numerate or literate without being sentient. There are no laws where there is no government. There is no recursive definition of the class of Dedekind cuts. 1 + 1 = 2. And finally, 1 + 1 does not equal 3. Analytic truth and analytic knowledge. Analytic knowledge is always knowledge of dependence relations. Empirical knowledge can be either direct or indirect, and the same is true of analytic knowledge. All theoretical knowledge inferential, but not vice versa. Theoretical truths are necessarily known through inference, and knowledge of such truths is therefore inferential. But not all inferential knowledge is theoretical knowledge. I notice that you look tired, and on that basis know that you did not get enough sleep. This knowledge is inferential, but non-theoretical. Theories and theoretical knowledge. A theory is given by a proposition that, if true, describes some relatively comprehensive fact about the structure of the universe.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?